So I stand here to join you in fighting fascism today. As Jews prepare to reflect tomorrow on the past, it's important that we ground ourselves in the current moment and stand with you to resist the rise of a regime that feels too familiar to us. When we remember the Holocaust, we repeat the phrase, never again, and the purpose of that message should be to inspire us to make sure it means never again to anyone, anywhere. The links between the far-right nationalism that we see taking hold in India today and those behind the Holocaust are documented and historic. During World War II, Hindu nationalists collaborated with leaders in Nazi Germany and fascist Italy in order to advance their shared agenda. Architects of the nationalist ideology now espoused by Modi believed that Nazism proved undeniably the savior of Germany and suggested that India should model its approach to its Muslim problem on that used by Nazis to deal with their Jewish problem. The parallels are chilling. Long before the Jews of Europe were put into camps, years before the final solution and extermination, we were stripped of our citizenship. Our communications were censored and limited, and our movements were controlled. So when we see campaign rhetoric and party platforms talking about how India is a country for Hindus and not for Muslims, or not for any other faith group, when we see politicians and public figures encouraging violence and resentment towards a religious minority, when we see India's ruling party consorting with far-right white nationalist political parties like France's National Front and Germany's Alternative for Deutschland, when we see the shadow of fascism creeping in, we recognize an echo from the past, and we stand with you to say, not again, never again. The reason tomorrow is International Holocaust Remembrance Day is because it's an anniversary. We observe the Allied liberation of Auschwitz concentration camp, which took place on January 7th, 1945. And I think that is relevant for another reason. This happened at the end of the war, in 1945, months and years even after American Jews had begged the American war effort to bomb concentration camps throughout the Reich and had been firmly rebuked and ignored. They were told that these camps were not strategically relevant. Or worse, their accusations of German genocide were flatly not believed, or no one even listened. And even 6 years earlier than that, in 1939, the MS St. Louis, an entire ship carrying almost 1,000 Jews fleeing Nazi Germany, sought refuge, and the United States turned them away and sent them back, and at least a quarter died in the death camps. As a Jew, I mourn those murdered by the Nazis, and as an American, I recall my country's complicity in their death. If my community knows what it is to be turned away and refused support while we are under attack, while our lives are at stake, we must answer the call of our neighbors and stand with you as we see history repeat itself. It's not enough for us to remember the lessons of the Holocaust itself, though even this can seem like a momentous challenge some days. We also have to remember the failures of the world to do anything about it, and dedicate ourselves to the cause of not repeating this mistake either. So I stand with you today and call on our leaders to intervene, to ask Congress to pass House Resolution 745, and I make a promise to call on my community to join you in this fight. Fascism anywhere emboldens fascism everywhere. It can happen anywhere, and it is our duty to stop it, and we are with you.